Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0 for my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and much beautiful ideas of metal art decor. Dear audience, in this video, originally I also talk about metal working. Like metal working is the process of shaping and reshaping metals to create useful objects, pots, assemblies, and large scale structure in original. But in my video, I specialize for decorating purpose I metal used. As a term, it covers a wide and diverse range of process scales and tools for producing objects on every scale, from huge ships, buildings, and bridges down to precise engine parts and delicate jewelries and different decorating purpose for the purpose of a dog in a garden or many different objects which is for decorating purpose in a garden, in a home, or in a sitting room or a small lawn, or which is nearby our house. So the historical roots, dear audience, we saw metalworking predate recorded history. Its use spans culture, civilization, and millennia. So it has evolved from shaping soft, native metal like gold with simple hand tools through the smelting of ores and hot forging of harder metals like iron up to highly technical modern processes such as machining and welding. So it has been used as an industry, a driver of trade, individual hobbies, and in the creation of art. So it can be regarded as both a science and craft. So modern metalworking process, and though diverse and specialized, can be categorized into one of three broad areas known as forming, cutting, or joining process. So modern metalworking workshops, typically known as machine shops, hold a wide variety of specialized or general use machine tools capable of creating highly precise, useful products. So, many simpler metalworking techniques, such as blacksmithing, are no longer economically competitive on a large scale in developed countries. Some of them are still in use in less developed countries for artisanal or hobby work or for historical reenactment. So, if we saw its prehistory, then the oldest archaeological evidence of copper mining and working was a discovery of a copper pendant in northern Iraq from 870 BC. So the earliest substantiated and dated evidence of metalworking in the Americas was the processing of copper in Wisconsin near Lake Michigan. So as copper was hammered until it became brittle, then heated so it could be worked further. So in America, this technology is dated to about 4000 and 5000 BC. So the oldest gold artifacts in the world come from the Bulgarian Varna and necropolis and date from 4450 BC. So not all metal required fire to obtain it or work it. Isaac Asimov and speculated that gold was the first metal. So his reasoning being that by its chemistry it is found in nature as a nuggets of pure gold. So, in other words, gold, as rare as it is, sometimes found in nature as native metal, and some metal can also be found in metals, and almost all other metals are found in ores and mineral bearing rock. So, that require heat or some other process to liberate the metal. So, another feature of gold is that it is workable as it is found, meaning that no technology beyond a stone hammer and anvil is needed to work the metal. So this is a result of gold's properties of malleability and ductility. And the earliest tools were stone, bone, wood, and sinew, all of which sufficient to work gold. So, at some unknown time, the process of liberating metals from rock by heat became known, and rocks rich in copper, tin, and lead came into demand. So, these ores were mined wherever they were recognized. Remains of such ancient mines have been found all over southwestern Asia. So, metalworking was being carried out by the South Asian inhabitant of Mergah between 7000 and 3000 BC. So, the end of beginning of metalworking occurs sometimes around 6000 BC when copper smelting became common in southwestern Asia. So ancient civilization knew of seven metal where they are arranged in order of their oxidation potential in volt. So as an iron 10.44 V as like as a 10.414 V volt and lead 0.13 V and so and copper 0.34 V and mercury minus 719 V and silver. So the oxidation potential is important because it is one indicator of how tightly bound to the ore the metal is likely to be. So as can be seen, iron is significantly higher than the other six metals, while gold is dramatically lower than the six above it. So gold's low oxidation is one of the main reasons that the gold is found in suggest. But in copper ore being relatively abundant and tin ore became the next important substance in the story of metalworking. So using heat to smelt copper from ore, a great deal of copper was produced. So it was used for both iron made things and jewelers. So however, copper by itself was too soft for tools requiring edge and stiffness. At some point, so tin was added into the molten. So copper and bronze was developed there by bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. So bronze was an important advance because it had the added durability and stiffness that pure copper lacked. Until the advent of iron, bronze was the most advanced metal for tools and weapons in common use. So outside Southwestern Asia, these same advances and materials were being discovered and used around the world. So people in China and Great Britain began using bronze with little time being devoted to copper. So Japanese began the use of bronze and iron almost simultaneously. In the America, it was different. Although the people of America knew of metals, it was not until the European colonization that metalworking for tool and weapon became common. So jewelry and art were the principal uses of metal in the Americas prior to European influence. So about 27 BC production of bronze was common in locales where the necessary materials could be assembled for smelting, heating, and working the metal. So iron was beginning to be smelted and began its emergencies as an important metal for tools and weapons. So the period of became known as the Iron Age. So it has a many costing, forming process, cutting process, joining process, associated process, many different general process we can use in the iron made things. So, dear audience, if we talk about metalworking generally is divided into three categories: forming, cutting, and joining. So, most metal cutting is done by high-speed steel tools or carbide tools. Each of these categories contain various processes. So prior to most operations, the metal must be marked out and measured depending on the desired finished product. So as a marking out is the process of transferring a design, a pattern to a workpiece and is the first step in the handcraft of metalworking. So it is performed in many industries or hobbies. Although in industry, the repetition eliminates the need to mark out every individual piece. In the metal trades areas, marketing out consists of transferring the engineers' plans to the workpiece in preparation for the next step, matching and manufacturing. So, dear audience, I think that my video and my idea uh, much inspired you, especially for my dear audience, for my dear lovers, friend, and my dearest uh, which audience love me so much. So, dear audience, if my video and my ideas are inspired you much, then subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video. So thank you very much, guys. Once again, for my dear audience, thank you very much.